No, listening, if you're under 18, this is not for children, okay? I'm tired of not being able to walk past preschools. Hashtag sex offender by accident. Don't poop in a sandbox. No, listening, if you're under 18, thank you.
Niños, escuchen estas palabras mientras que salen de mis labios aprietos. El siguiente programa, aunque esto sea muy divertido para toda la gente, no es para los niños. Como un burro que busca agua fría, un balde, y eso le va a dar toda la satisfacción que necesita, esta agua no es para ustedes. Por favor, vayan donde sus padres. Ayúdelos a limpiar los baños. No vayan a escuchar esto. Es muy importante. Que Dios nos bendiga a los Estados Unidos. Gracias.
Brian McCarthy interview show. Adam is now drinking his Coke. Disco. Listen to that beat. Breaking it down in Uptown. Take your hand and touch it. Touch it. Now rub it. Brian McCarthy interview show. Listen to that beat. Touch it. Now rub it. I wish I could still drink.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Brian McCarthy. It's such a pleasure to have you with us on this, I don't know, Friday, right? It's called Friday. We try to make them. We try to make them evergreen, so we don't say like March.
On this, none of your fucking business. What day of the week it is?
April 44th. So everybody, stage right is of course Adam Hineker, and stage left we have a young man who is a shadow of his former self. Boy, if he wasn't cute before, my gosh. Right? We have young Anthony, who I met at the barber store over on Madison Avenue, and we became pals. And he came over. God, was that already like a year ago?
It was around a year ago. Yeah.
Fuck me, man. Yeah, that's wild. So it was a year ago, and we were talking back and forth. And we got.
Was it? Wow, it's crazy.
Where does
the time go?
I don't know. Tell me about it. It's like you blink. Last time I checked, I was 51. Now I'm still 51. Great.
Good for you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no kidding. So welcome. Thank you for coming by.
Anytime.
Anthony, lots happened in your life. Number one, you have lost 20 pounds.
Yes.
Yowza.
Now, let me ask you a question. Was this a goal of yours? Or I know that you moved jobs and you can walk to your job. Was it just because you were walking the 35 minutes and you noticed the weight coming off? Did you decide like, look, I got to do something? Did you like?
I also hit the gym as well.
Right.
Like,
right.
You know, for me, it was more like, hey, my commute's not an hour and a half anymore.
Right.
Let me get back into being me. Also, like my clothes weren't fitting. I also worked next to a Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
Oh,
I worked next to a bunch of
Listen,
shit.
As a gay man, you're not supposed to go to Chick-fil-A. Why am I protesting?
I've heard that they've softened their stance, but I, you know.
Yeah. They're like gays should not be stoned to death. They should just be stoned too.
My girlfriend listens to a podcast where it's two drag queens and they argue over if it's okay because one of them likes Chick-fil-A and one of them's against it. So I've heard that.
It's also the abortion stuff. I don't know. All their Christian horse shit. But anyway, In-N-Out Burger is the same thing. So anyway, Chick-fil-A. So you were kind of like when you made this change for work, it inadvertently was a lifestyle change just by now. Did you? Because you know when I say you had some pounds on you, were always very cute. But were you always a heavy kid growing up? Or okay, all right. So is this the first time that you've lived in this body? So you have been skinny before, and then you just kind of gained.
It really depends on the job I've had, honestly. Like, my skinniest was at J. Crew.
Okay.
I was the skinniest version of myself, and then I became a manager. So I put all that weight back on.
Now, why does management make you gain the weight? Just because you're not walking the floor?
I was also during COVID.
Oh yeah, COVID. How do you manage a store during COVID? What do you do?
So like when I worked at Lucky, it was basically like I had to reopen the store. Everybody quit.
Really?
And I did not want to go back to Banana at all. Like
go back to where?
Banana Republic.
Okay, right.
Like I just wasn't feeling it.
Sure.
It was 3 years and I wasn't getting anywhere. I knew what I was capable of doing, and I was like, yeah, let me apply for this manager gig.
At Lucky.
It was a part-time manager gig, and yeah.
And did you apply during COVID?
I applied during COVID, and they reopened the store after I got hired.
Okay. Do you think that being during COVID, it improved your chances of getting hired because it was your first management job?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you kind of, I know it's funny. I know a couple of people that like sort of were able to like move further in their career by virtue of COVID. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they just you're able to kind of get between the
Pandemic
cracks.
profiteers.
Yeah. I know a guy who goes to my gym, and he's a captain at that restaurant, Danielle. And for those of you who don't know, Danielle is Daniel Boulud's. It's a 4-star Michelin starred blah 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 fucking suit. It's in the Trump building. Sorry, but it's very very nice restaurant. And he had just moved here from like I don't know some fucking somewhere else. And typically you work in a restaurant in New York, you have to have New York experience.
Yeah.
But he told me, he's like, I showed up, it was COVID. He's like, nobody was looking for a job. He's like, so I just went to Danielle and they just hired me because they couldn't hire anybody else. So same kind of thing maybe. But anyway, so you were at Lucky and you were managing, and so you just were like just kind of sitting and not work, because really if you are able to, this is a fitness with Brian and Adam and Anthony. Exactly. Push-ups, more like push downs. Am I right, everybody? Yeah. Fuck yeah. But really, if you're able to incorporate, everyone get a pen, there's going to be a quiz. If you're able to incorporate like just activity into your daily routine, then it's better because you kind of keep the fire engine going. You know what I mean? Same kind of thing. But no Ozempic.
No Ozempic.
No crystal meth.
No.
Have you ever tried crystal meth?
You party and play?
You have. You party, but he doesn't party and play.
With Tina?
I have.
Okay.
Really?
I have. Yeah.
What's your takeaway?
My takeaway is it's ineffective. It's like I don't know how these people do it.
Okay, explain to me.
You
number
can't
one.
get hard. You can't. The only thing you can do is get your ass eaten for like 5 hours.
All right,
Oh my God! Only that's
let's
it.
not throw the baby out with the ass water.
Right?
All right.
Uh-huh.
So, can you explain to me? I don't know how many times. Let's just tell us maybe the first time or second time you did it. Like, how does it work? Somebody has like a little bag, like a bump. Did you smoke it?
I smoked it.
Oh, fuck
Okay.
you! All right,
Sweet.
got right in there. Was this at like a sex party?
It was at a guy's house.
Okay. Well, so how many other guys were there?
Just me and one guy.
Were you there specifically to hook up?
I was there to hook up,
And
and I had just done a bag of coke, so I was
Okay.
already like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try
What's a
this.
little meth?
Yeah.
That's not gonna hurt, right?
What is there a conversation prior to, because one of the things I like about the gay community is that you guys are very like, you sort of discuss it like you're going to go antiquing. You're like, we're going to start here. I'm a top, you're a bottom, blah, blah, blah. Like I feel like it's a little better orchestrated. Like when you're with a girl, sometimes you just show up and you're like, I don't know.
You gotta take what you can get.
Should
too.
I kill her, then fuck her, or fuck her,
Yeah.
then kill her?
That's the biggest thing. Yeah. That's
What do
the
I
biggest
do?
thing.
Right.
Well, the big thing is how to dissolve the body.
Yeah. Because none of the tried and true methods work. I slow roast them in the oven. Right? I tell the neighbors, I go,
Do a nice rotisserie.
I go, I'm making pernil. Pernil.
Sure.
Oh, mofongo.
Wow.
Dame tu culo para mí. Gracias. But anyway, so you go to this guy's house. Was this an app thing?
It was someone I knew from like a hot minute.
Okay.
Okay.
And like, but like he also like he was more like,
Uh-oh.
I have it, you don't have to.
Okay.
Right.
But I was already on a bag of coke,
Yeah,
so
you're
I was like,
why not?
yeah,
Oh,
why not?
I would do it. Yeah, sure. I would 100. Did he pull out like crystal meth pipe, or
He
was
had
it,
the pipe.
okay? Did he have to do that thing where he lit it with? I'm gonna start getting hard here. With a little. Did he have like a little lighter and he kind of cooked it in the
Yeah.
glass? What did it taste like?
You can't really explain it.
Well,
Styrofoam.
Had you been eating ass prior to, so did it taste like ass?
No, but I sucked his dick for a long time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So then, so you smoked it. Okay. First time you've done this.
Yeah.
And then did it hit you immediately?
Yeah.
Okay. And were you just completely wired and whacked out? Like,
Um,
because I've done crystal meth. I've snorted it. It was a million years ago. And I snorted it and I was not high necessarily, because maybe it was like more like I've done speed too, but like I remember
Is this like old school trucker crank or
no,
something?
I mean, yeah. I had I had a load of lumber I had to get from here to Duluth in 12 hours.
You were on a long haul.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was actually in Sheep's Meadow, and this lesbian party promoter I knew, she had it,
Fun.
and she like put a little out on a fucking CD case, and I remember I did a line of it a little
Yeah.
bit, and I remember just like it burned like shit, which is it's nothing new, and I went back and I was like, oh, I'm not going to go to bed for 2 days now. Like that's kind of immediately I was like,
yeah.
all right, well, this is what this is. So you lay back, you did the hit, whatever. And then did you guys start fooling around again?
yes.
Okay. But you could not get an erection.
Well, he was hot, so for him, yes, but with other
Oh, okay.
people, no.
Ooh, okay.
All right. All
He
right.
was really hot.
okay. And then were you able to like come and come again? And did it really amplify the sex?
It did. But like again, I think it depends on your partner too, because like I've been with other people and done it, and I'm just like I want to go home.
Right. Well, that's kind of like anything, really.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
But like going forward, I don't like it. Like
No.
it just doesn't. It's not worth it. I like my teeth.
Yeah.
I already smoke cigarettes, so I'm not gonna make that worse for myself.
You have to quit.
Well, and I think the people that really are into party and play are regular meth users.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's like, at least I don't think it's something where they just dabble.
Like people dip in the scene a little bit.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm going to do a little meth and then
Well, it definitely like
find a fella.
It's a commitment. Like, look, you do a gram of coke or whatever it is, like, you know, you'll go to bed that night or so. It's fine. You know what I mean? But like, if you like are up like smoking meth for like a little bit with a bunch of like dudes, you're not going to bed for a while. Like,
No,
you're not going to work the next day.
you're
Like,
taking apart the toaster oven.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
No.
Somebody's putting aluminum foil on the windows
Yes.
because that's how the radio waves get in.
That's how they get the 5G.
That's
Keep the
how they-
5G
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Bro.
exactly.
Holy
So, and
shit.
you were going to be here with your boyfriend today.
I was, but he has to work.
Okay.
What's his name?
Tom.
Okay, Tom. What is his social and what was his first concert he ever saw? If you don't mind telling.
I took him
Street
to
he
his first.
grew up on?
I don't remember his first
Okay.
concert.
But what show did you take him to?
I took him to Rina Sawayama. I also took him to JoJo. I also took him to.
Okay, slow down for 1 second. Who's Rita Solayama?
Rina Sawayama. She's a hyperpop girly.
Okay.
You know, she's a hyperpop girl.
Oh, hyperpop girly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this.
What is
Oh
okay?
my
I'm not gonna.
God.
I know. It's like
This
a
is
fucking
great.
1,000
like
years
your
ago.
Charlie
is great.
XCXs.
Oh,
but
okay.
not as famous.
I like
Okay.
Anthony's like a consultant
I
for
know.
like he's our bridge to the young people
he is.
and the young gays
Yeah.
and ethnics.
Yeah. I'm like,
You
what is?
know?
Yeah.
So he covers kind of everything.
I'm like, what's a wireless router? No. So wait a minute, because I know who Charlie XTC is because she was on the Howard Stern show, and
Mhm.
so that is like a genre of music.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the name of the girl you took her to
Rina
see?
Sawayama.
Where
Mhm.
is it? She Spanish?
She's Asian.
Oh.
She's Japanese and British.
Oh,
Okay.
is she hot?
Yeah.
All right.
And there's a song. Our song's all about like getting fucked and blah blah blah.
No,
and,
not
like,
even. Her songs are
Oh.
just they're actually multidimensional.
Oh, Rita. I'll have to check her out. I'll put her on my Spotify.
Yeah. Impress your daughters.
Between that and Foghat, are really gonna
Yes.
blow up. something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Jethro Tull. Yes.
You know.
Yeah, of course, all the same thing.
Yeah.
My
all the
favorite,
same.
group in the world, the Pet Shop Boys. I love.
That was kind of Charlie XCX.
Yeah.
Before, you know what I
Okay.
mean? That would have been
Before
like
she blew up.
my first concert.
of that era.
I was 15, and I'm from Baltimore, and I went with my buddy down to DC, and the Pet Shop Boys. This was '88, and they're performing at like kind of like a nightclub. It's called the Gallery, but in DC. And I remember like the two of us went. We were 15. We looked like we were about 11 years old, and we walked through. And the first thing I saw, I didn't realize that Pet Shop Boys were even like a gay. I had no idea that it was a gay group. Like I knew what gay was, but like all of a sudden I go in, and there's just a guy cosplaying as a centaur, and he has a huge dildo hanging all, like but hard off of his forehead like a unicorn, and he's just walking around with like his like in a white jockstrap, and I was like, oh, I think this is a gay. I think this is a
think
gay band.
I wandered into a subculture.
I was so offended. I left 4 days later. So
Uh-huh.
anyway, so did he like this girl?
He did. We had a really great time at the concert.
Where was the concert?
Oh my god, Terminal 5.
Okay,
I love
Good
and
old
hate Terminal 5.
Okay.
I
haven't
love
been
and
there in
hate
a long
them.
time.
Like,
Let's-
it's crowded, but like it's also really cheap.
a lot of our audience are hillbillies, so they don't know what Terminal 5 is. If I'm not mistaken, it's an old pier on the Lower East Side.
It's actually on
Down-
57.
Yeah, it's
and
more
11.
mid,
Oh, I have been there. They do a food court
mid
thing
into
there.
the west.
They
Yeah.
do it. Yes. they
Yep,
do-
yep,
Yes.
yep.
Okay. I have been there then. All right. So it's way on 57th Street. So what do? They put up they do shows out there?
Yeah, they do shows out there. It's really for like people who aren't like famous yet.
Uh-huh.
Wait,
Yep.
was this the outdoor? Not the. You're talking about the actual venue, right?
The actual
Yeah, it's
inside.
an actual venue. It's like Webster Hall or whatever.
Okay.
Like one of those kind of maybe a little larger. but
3,000, 5,000?
Yeah,
Okay.
mid-size kind of.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. I got you.
venues.
All right. All right. So it's for people kind of either on their way up or on their way
on
down.
their way up
I
or
see.
down. Yeah,
So you could see this person or maybe Taylor Dane.
maybe her too. Yeah.
Tell it to my heart.
Tell me I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Wow.
My old wrestling partner, that's a gay thing.
Yeah, that's
today.
a funny.
Wrestling partner.
I
Wow.
owned a wrestling show. It's a different thing. But anyway, so he used to do these shows and he had Taylor Dane. he would produce these like live events that would go nationally, and he said Taylor Dayne was a fucking nightmare.
Would
like,
they be at casinos ever? I always see those at casinos.
These would be like him and like remember Rob Bass, Joy and Pain.
Yeah, I always see those like they'll
That's
be
Rob
at.
Bass?
Yes, it is.
Oh wow.
Yep. I'm gonna rock right now.
They'll be at like Resorts World or something. It'll be like Big Daddy Kane and Vogue.
As a matter of fact, when my partner got married, I was in the wedding and Rob Bass was at the wedding as a guest.
Okay.
And Rob Bass would not perform. He like wouldn't like it was very awkward because there was a DJ and the DJ was like, "Hey, Rob Bass is here. Why don't you come on up?" Rob Bass is like, "I'm not here.
I'm not doing.
Excuse
that.
me. That's going to cost you guys $1,200.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
And
I'm
I
Rob
only
Bass.
I do a medley of 3 songs.
Yeah. The Iron Sheik was there. That was quite a wedding.
Wow.
Oh yeah. So anyway, so you took them. Did you guys do any Molly or did
No.
You, just kind of went.
This is
oh.
before
No drugs.
no drugs. Not actually, we did smoke a little weed, but that's
No,
everybody.
That's not even a
Like,
thing.
it's not even a
Please.
drug.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
legal.
yeah. No. Yeah. Does my So how long ago was this?
This was like around almost 3 years ago.
Okay, so you guys have been together for 3 years.
Yeah.
How'd
At the end of the month, we make 3 years.
How'd you guys
Wow.
meet?
Tinder.
Tinder. Oh, Tinder.
Okay.
Now I didn't realize that Tinder was gay.
Yes, you have a men looking for men option. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Oh,
There's the
oh
box
wait
you
a
can-
minute. Is that considered gay?
Yeah, men
awkward.
looking for men.
Awkward. Oops. Oh, I thought we were just gonna play racquetball.
Mhm.
Turns out it was pickleball. Okay, so 3 years ago you met on Tinder, and did you obviously you probably hooked up that first night, right? Of
Yeah.
course. Right. But now, when we spoke to you a year ago, you were in a throuple,
Well, an open relationship.
an open
Not necessarily a
relationship.
throuple.
I thought you had a roommate
But
that
there
you were
was
I
also-
did have a roommate, yes.
that
There
you were
was
also-
sort of a roving third.
A roving third, like a living
Okay.
third, but not really just like more like a friend, but like we weren't just fucking every day.
okay.
Sure.
But he would lo-
Sometimes you would split utility bills. Sometimes you would fuck.
Right.
Yeah,
So okay, so the two of you are in an open relationship.
correct.
Now, the problem that I've never been in an open relationship, at least to my knowledge, anyway. But do you have to now? I think okay, because one of the things that fascinates me about sort of like the sexual landscape these days
Mhm.
is like you have people that are like polyamorous,
Yeah.
right? And that means like, okay, you and I are together, but we also have other people. But then I tell you about it, and there's no kissing, and you have to meet. Like it's all these. To me, there's all these dumb rules where,
Yeah.
So do you guys? Is it? I would think with gay guys, it's a little more chill.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can you do whatever you do, and he does whatever he does, and you're both safe.
Mhm.
You know, more or less, and you just don't. How do you navigate that in terms of the jealousy, in terms of the possessiveness? Like, how does that go?
Well, hole is just hole. Let's be real.
Hole
Hole is hole.
Sounds like my wedding night. Well,
Mhm.
listen, I completely agree with you where you can take sex and you can separate it and it can be over here. Like, but that's an uphill battle to explain to you. Both partners have to be on board. And if you're on board with that, then it's great. So do you ever come home after 35 minutes and you're like, oh my God, I met this fucking guy on the way home and we fucking ducked in the bushes and I fucking sucked his dick? Do you guys talk about it? Is your extramarital, for lack of a better term, sexcapades, for lack of the best term, does that have anything to does that play into your sex life with the guy?
I mean, sometimes like I don't. Sometimes I'm only poly in theory.
Mm.
Like sometimes I
You're
don't even
not
want
practicing.
Sometimes I just don't want to be with anybody.
Right.
Like I think I'm at that point in my life where like
Mm.
it doesn't really matter.
Wow.
Right. Well, okay. I guess what I mean is like, do you guys, when you guys are fucking,
Yeah.
does he ever say to you, like, tell me about, like, or do you ever say to him when you got home, like, oh my God, I did this
Right. Yeah.
thing, or do you guys talk about it
Yeah.
sometimes? Okay. All right. Good.
I'm more the open one than he is. But lately I've just been going to the gym, going to work, and doing what I gotta do.
You're not horny at all?
Not barely.
You ever check out your new body for a test run? I mean, you must get out
Oh
a little
yeah,
bit.
he has.
I
he
mean,
has.
lately, but,
Okay.
like recently, like this morning, but that was it. With
But with your boyfriend or
Lover.
somebody else?
my boyfriend and then someone else.
Oh, how did
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I like how casual it's like. Well, I mean, just an hour and a half
Yeah.
ago.
It's a 35
But other
minute
than
walk
that-
to work. Okay. Who's not going to get laid on that walk?
Wait, was this in tandem? All three of you
No,
together?
It was
Separate.
separate.
Oh my
Okay.
God! So you already got laid twice today.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
We
That's
could
wild.
we could do the show again in September, and I don't think I would have gotten laid twice. Okay, so let's just back up for 1 second. No pun intended. So you're with your boyfriend. You wake up this morning. You have a little morning, whatever, right?
Mhm.
And then was this somebody you knew already?
Someone I know, yeah.
Okay,
Lately, it's just been people I know. I'm not even on Grindr no more. Like, I'm really private these days.
Wow.
Okay. Well, fair enough. But you leave your house. Did this person kind of hit you up? Like, hey, like you up? Question mark, that kind of thing? Or
It's just I usually fuck friends of friends at this point.
Right.
So
Okay,
it's like
you
the
do-
referrals go through.
Yeah,
but
referral program.
but like, so who
Offer
initiated
code
it?
Anthony.
Yeah.
I mean, we fucked previously, so he was like, "Oh, I want to come over." I'm like, "Okay, sure."
Okay. So the boyfriend was gone,
Yeah.
He's
On
at
this-
work.
Yeah.
and this guy just
Uh,
kind of swung through.
yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
So it comes through. You guys hook
Jeez
up,
Louise.
and then that's what that is.
Yeah.
See, fucking gay's awesome.
But that's like 26. Like I'm over it. You know what I mean? It's like I'm over it, but I got laid
Oh.
twice today. You know what I mean?
I
That's like once
Yeah.
you get in your 40s, it's like
You're so jaded. Yeah. you're like,
2.5 months. And
Yeah,
I'm
well,
thinking about
yeah.
busting a nut.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Uh-huh.
I jerked off to some babysitter porn a month and a half ago. Is that you still jerk off?
Of course. Who doesn't?
Listen, they say sex is great, but it's not the real thing. You know,
Yeah. No.
you
kidding.
got to do it yourself.
I remember the first time I lost my virginity. That's funny. When I lost my virginity, I remember as soon as I finished, I remember thinking to myself with the girl, I remember thinking to myself, well, I guess I'll never jerk off again. I guess I'm done.
Oh wow, really? You
Yeah,
thought that?
I know I'm in the.
It was that
Interesting.
good?
No, well, no, but
You thought that was a
Yes.
substitute.
I
Yeah.
thought I was in like the having sex club now. You know what I mean?
well,
was
I mean, you
I was a-
were, but
I was a man.
but you don't realize that
Yeah. Only boys
no
jerk off.
masturbating does not make a man.
And by the way,
You know?
only boys jerk off in my browsing history.
yes.
Exactly.
Secretly while my wife's at work.
Yeah, yeah. Now this guy, Spanish, black, white.
Spanish.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Do you more or less like Spanish guys, or you're kind of like any port in a storm?
Well, your boyfriend's name's Tom.
My boyfriend's white.
Okay, I figured.
Yeah.
Italian white? or-
Italian white.
Italian white.
Oh,
Is he from-
okay.
have you met his parents?
He's
Yes.
olive.
Are they nice people?
Yes.
Okay. And they're totally okay with everything?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I don't think they know we were open, but like, it's
Well,
not
I mean,
their
they're-
business.
Yeah, they're not going to. I mean, that's a bit. Yeah, that's a little
Yeah,
more
you don't
than-
need to bring that up at Thanksgiving.
I mean,
I don't
you
think they
wouldn't-
need to know that.
Yeah. Imagine. Like Thanksgiving, this turkey's great. You're like, God, you know what?
Right.
You know what your son and I love to do? We like to
Yeah.
pee on hobos.
Sure.
Go-
Who
you wanna go-
doesn't?
Yeah, we got to urinate on guy bus stations, and that's what we do. Anyway,
Yeah.
God, the sweet potatoes are good. I'm not. What is that? Is that
It's turkey with stuff like me. Like, come
Yeah. Oh,
on.
yeah, exactly. is turkey dripping like I am? Yeah. So now the place, we won't say the name because it'll be a stampede, but the place where you're working now, you like it.
Mm-hmm. Much better. Like, I'm actually in charge. Like, my previous place of employment was it was awful. Like,
All right. Well, here's a question for you. The place where you used to work, we can say that, right? Who cares?
yeah, fuck
Okay.
them.
Barber. That's where I met you. And for those of you, the English people that listen, they all know it. The barber is a jacket with the corduroy collar, and there's a game pouch, and they Beaumont and Belford and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, but the store is on Madison Avenue, and the 88th, I think.
80th.
80th. Okay. Madison and 80th, and so the people that must have gone in there, were they just a lot of assholes?
I actually had this one. I had my favorite lady.
Tell
like
me.
towards the end. Like
Tell me.
well, actually, you were one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Well,
like,
you were one of his
A
favorite.
little late for
ladies.
that, by the
Yeah.
way. Okay, great.
but
I'm your silver medal. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm not with her
Silver
right now, so that's
daddy.
that.
Fair enough. All right.
Right.
Over here.
He's not podcasting at her house.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Okay.
Right?
fair- okay. Fine. Fine.
You
I'm back,
Sweetie.
guys. I'm back.
You've graduated from Barber.
Yeah.
She hasn't.
Right. She's in the past. We are now.
But yeah, she used to bring me chocolates, and I think that's kind of why I gained weight too. But like, she was like my best customer.
And what did she buy? A bunch of stuff.
She bought a bunch of stuff, and she would go to that chocolate store on 77th and Lex.
Yeah, the Lulu. It's got a weird name. I
Yeah,
know
that
you know-
one.
Yeah. Exactly.
I got a
know.
bunch of chocolate.
Yeah.
Even on my last day, I just tell her, "Sorry, I got a new job. I didn't tell anybody but you."
You know, it'd be funny if she
Damn.
shows up in Yonkers. You're like, what
Be
the
crazy.
fuck? So, but I mean, I just look. You know, I know that neighborhood. You know what I mean? And people are like, even if they aren't uptight, they think like it's Madison Avenue, so they have to sort of be uptight. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, so you must have people coming in there. A
Oh,
little,
people were just ridiculous all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, my clientele now is a little different.
yeah. Well, you're in Yonkers.
They're their own kind of annoying, but
Yeah. So when you worked at Barber, is there anything in particular that like a really annoying person or a situation that
the store manager.
All right. Well, do you have anything on top of that or?
I went on PTO and then she demoted me when I came back.
You went where?
I went on PTO.
Paid time off.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then I came back to a demotion.
Oh.
She just wanted to be in charge, and I also know what I'm doing, so it is what it is. Best of luck to her, but like.
Okay. So, all right, but that's not like a customer. Like, does somebody come? I just imagine like the dipshit questions people ask.
Oh, people have dipshit questions all the time.
Yeah. And now where you work now, it's probably a more urban experience.
Yeah.
Although, who buys like American Eagle? Oh shit! Fuck it. Sorry, that's not where you work. But that's another story.
You're just saying hypothetically.
Yeah, it's another. Yeah, exactly. But the place where you work, the people that come in there, like it's kind of like, what is it, like country clothes, kind of a little bit?
It's more like denim.
It's denim.
Yeah.
Okay. Are people? You know what's funny now? You know the kids. Everyone's wearing baggy clothes now.
Yeah.
Baggy's back. I know. I put on a pair of jeans. One of my kids was like, "Oh, Dad, I like your boomer jeans." And I said, "Well, that's it. Thank you. Now give me back everything you have. That's it.
You put on like more fitted.
Yeah, well, like
jeans?
Skinny jeans are now dad jeans. Apparently,
guess, yeah.
Yes. I don't know.
I can't get on board for some of the like.
It's not for us.
Gen Z stuff, like the tall. You seen the tall socks? Like that's a thing. Like
back in my day, that was for gay men.
Yeah,
on cruises.
Yeah,
playing shuffleboard.
All fashion starts with gay men. It does. Yes, or prison, which is interesting too. You know what I mean? Well, you know what I'm talking about. You know how
like the pants hanging down.
Well, like stuff? The giant white T-shirts.
Yeah,
that's because you don't ever know what size. Have you ever been arrested?
I have not.
Really?
I'm proud.
Oh, I've been arrested. So it's no fun. I know. Once you've been arrested once, I've been arrested twice, and both times you don't. Although I will say, I did very much experience white privilege the first time I was arrested because I had pot on the beach,
and his dad was the mayor.
It was, yeah, exactly. I go, my daddy's get me out of here in a hot minute. Oh, right. Yeah, fuck you, Reedus.
You're gonna have all your jobs.
Yeah, you ain't got nothing on me. I still have the cum in my mouth, right? Like. They're like, we saw you blowing all them sailors. I don't know what fantasy I'm living right now. But anyway, my point is like, so I remember it was in Ocean City, Maryland, which is in Wicomico County, which is a real fucking redneck hillbilly fucking. So I got caught on the beach with pot. Okay. And it was the middle of the night. And what they do is they, because it's the summer down there, a lot of beach towns do this. They'll take like 18, 19-year-old, like, I don't know what you call them, trainees or something.
Okay.
They sort of deputize them.
Right.
And they
auxiliary police.
Yeah, they're like summer cops, right? That's the thing they do. That really
summer job, a cop.
Yeah.
I picked in high school.
Yeah, the real thing. God.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So
calling the episode Summer Cops.
Okay, very good.
That's funny.
Yeah. Some are cops. You know, fucking. So anyway, so the guy was funny because the guy comes up to me. I was with my friend. My friend didn't have anything on me. Let him go. And I had just eaten a quarter ounce of mushrooms. So I'm kind of like, this guy comes up and he's like I was 20 and he was around my age. And so I remember like I had the pipe and I threw it out like in the sand. And he says to me, he's like, go find that or I'm going to like charge you with blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, else. I just want to get this over with because I was like, if I start tripping, like this is going to be really fun. I can handle my drugs, you know what I mean? But this is going to be super annoying. So I remember like I went into the sand, I found the pipe, came back. He put these like fucking zip ties on me. He's walking me through the boardwalk. It's only like 9 o'clock. So there's a huge boardwalk in Motion City and it's full of people. And I kept going on. And just to be funny, I kept yelling, I'm a serial killer. I killed everybody. Watch out. And the cop is laughing. Like he's like, as he's taking me down.
Kill him with the summer cops.
I said, don't look at me. Don't look at me, everybody. I'll make Hannibal Lecter's on the boardwalk. Blah, 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 blah. And I start fucking tripping a little bit. I'm like, all right. But I knew like it was going to be fun. I wasn't going to like flip out or like eat my own tongue or anything. So we get to like the little shitty police station. And I remember we get there and there was a row of single cells. And there was on my right, there was this young black guy. And so my guy's white guy, and he, you know, I'm white, and we're both like, and he's kind of, and we're kind of like talking. And actually, he said to me, I know it sounds very self-serving, but he said I was the coolest guy he had ever arrested.
Wow!
I was like, this is like a VHS movie I rented last week.
That could be a quote for your autobiography.
Yeah, exactly. Find that guy. Anyway, so but there's a black guy on the right, and as we're going down, the black guy kind of comes up. He's in his own little cell, and he yells. And he goes and he yells at the cop and he goes like something. The cop just takes out his like fucking nightstick and he just hits the bars really loudly. And he goes, "Shut the fuck up!" And he like yells at him and he goes like, "Shut the fuck up!" And the guy in the cop and the guy in the cell was kind of like, "Well, fuck you." So I was like, "Huh, this is interesting." Puts me in my cell. He comes back and he brings me a Sprite. And he's like, I'll get you out of here. He's like, don't worry. He's like, it's not that big.
You were in economy plus.
Yes,
right.
Even more leg room. So then like
Louise.
2 hours later, now
my
I'm like 2 hours later, I'm full on like having visuals and I'm kind of cracking up in there. And the black guy's trying to talk to me. He's like, "What are you in here for?" That's how he sounded. He goes, and I was like, "Pot," and he was like, and he was DUI or something. So anyway, so I got out of my own recognizance. He comes out like an hour and a half later and he hears me out, and the black guy's like losing his mind. He's like, "What do you do? Why are you letting him out?" I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Like he just stole taffy on the boardwalk.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm white privilege. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. I'm sorry. Anyway, but that fucking thing, that ended up costing me like $15,000 because I had to get a judge. I had to get a lawyer. I had to do 40 hours of community service in New York. Yeah, it ended up being.
Wait, this was. Oh wow, you did do your community service. Well, because you lived here.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Jeez,
but funny, it ended up being like a huge pain in the like financially.
Shit.
It was a huge pain in the ass.
Just because you had like a consumer amount, this wasn't. You didn't have.
This was 90.
Not even for distribution.
You
Like
didn't have
regular weed.
a vacuum packed pound of weed.
They would have checked my asshole. I'd still be in jail.
Yeah.
I always have at least 7 pounds of fentanyl up there. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Now you had mentioned cocaine. Is it easy for you? And of course, we had a celebrity drug dealer on the show, so you have there's big shoes to fill. But
wait, wasn't the celebrity that he dealt to Andy Dick though?
Well, yeah, but that's still that's a celebrity. Who have you dealt drugs to?
I can't.
Sorry, we're having a thing.
Scott Bakula.
Yeah,
I sold an ecstasy once.
Scott Bakula's gay, but you even know who
is
that
he
is?
really?
No. You wouldn't know. Quantum Leap. You don't remember Quantum Leap? Fucking hell. Anyway, so but my question is like, is it easy for you to get cocaine? Like in your neighborhood?
I have.
You got a connect.
You got a guy.
I have a guy.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, because I know you're half Dominican. So when I was in the early 90s, I would go up to Washington Heights and I would buy.
I heard it's really good up there, but I'm lazy.
No, well, you don't want to. Well,
I'm lazy as fuck.
This is also when it was a drug supermarket. You would just go in the corner and you would just go Perico, and there would just be somebody walk up to you, and you would end up going to somebody's apartment like within like 20 minutes. I mean, it was laughable how
that's
easy.
Out on Roosevelt Avenue now. You hear Pericos, because I didn't even know that. I didn't know the word, but you mentioned it, and I was walking down the street, and Perico, you can get papers, social, like working papers, and cocaine, and chicas.
So, how many months have you been at your current job?
Almost 9.
Now, you had mentioned to me when we had conversed on Instagram that are you interested in doing this in some capacity?
Doing
podcasting?
I've actually thought about it. I was in radio in college, actually.
Okay.
Well, really?
Yeah.
You studied broadcasting.
I didn't study it. I was more
casting.
It was more like I have a lunch break.
Horsing around in the radio station.
Yeah, and actually,
fun.
I actually met the best people ever there. Like, because I was part of 2 clubs on campus. I was a part of the queer club and then also the radio club. And actually, the general consensus that like the radio club was still queer. We just didn't. The actual queer club was a bunch of like people who were just obnoxious,
just queer with mics, microphones.
Yeah, queer club seems kind of joyless. Like it just seems like no fun. Like, you know, it's same thing if you're like a straight club. I wouldn't hang out with those people.
Yeah, like those people were like those people were just nerds and like cringy and like they were only queer in theory. Like they weren't actually being queer in real life. Like who will touch them?
They weren't practicing.
Meanwhile, the radio station, like it was just more.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just fun.
just because something has queer on it doesn't mean it's actually enjoyable.
No, it really doesn't.
Just because it's queer doesn't mean it's gay.
and also-
they're having a gay old time.
Yeah, gay old time. It's a Flintstone. The
Mhm.
thing about it too is like even like the term queer is like kind of like no fun. Like gay's fun. Like if somebody said to me, "Hey, are you gay?" I'd be like, "Yeah." But like when they come up with like queer culture, it just sounds like, oh my
queer
God.
is more broad.
It's an umbrella term.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
more
It's more
just like
inclusive.
queer. It could just be like if we wore like
Go ahead.
tankinis or something. Maybe we're a little queer.
I
we bend a little queer.
I know. It's so funny. The other day I was going through my closet. I was trying to find room. I actually went to that fucking Todd Snyder. I bought a bunch of t-shirts and I was like, I gotta get rid of some of my t-shirts. So I have all these. When I went before I got kicked out of Equinox, I bought all these gay tank tops, and like one says "Sounds gay, I'm in," and the other says "I'm not gay, but $20 is $20." And I have them. I have them over in my closet right over there. And it was funny because I used to wear them at Equinox. I would just wear these tank tops and like I don't know. Nobody really said anything because it's kind of funny because it wasn't like it's not like dirty. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it wasn't like power bottom or
yeah.
I love the taste
Like
of
it's
cum.
tasteful.
Yeah, very, well,
Yeah,
I
A
would
little bit tasteful.
yeah.
Demure.
I mean,
if-
it's just
if
kind
you
of
will.
it's like funny maybe. I don't know, but the fact that I'm not gay, am I cosplaying like wearing one of those?
Is it Stolen Valor?
Yeah, Stolen Valor, Stolen Gay
Maybe.
Valor. It was
I don't know.
gay valor. I don't know.
Stolen Val.
Yeah. Val her
Stolen Lavender.
Stolen Val him.
It's got to be something.
But my point is like it was always funny to me because I would look at these gay websites for shirts, mainly Amazon, everything, and talk about Party City. That's what they call my asshole. But I would look at these t-shirts and I would like look at it and be like, this one says like I'm power, like, well, there was one that said power bottom, and I was like, I wonder if I would get that. Is that too much? Like, I would look at these I would spend like an hour looking at tank tops and being like, I don't know, would that fly at Equinox? I got kicked out anyway.
Yeah, not
Why'd you
because of
get
the
kicked out?
shirt.
Oh, okay.
Really quick, let me read. We
Oh,
got
we have
a
a
chat
couple.
from our buddy Ovo.
Hi, Ovo.
He says, he's talking about prison attire, so I'm going to read it.
What do you
now
got,
before we-
Ovo?
He says prison attire is also big on gray sweatpants, and thank God for that. Am I right, boys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
gets it. Ovo gets it.
By the way, Ovo, for the Patreon, would you please consider sending us a picture of that stripper girl?
Oh, he sent it.
Oh, we have it?
Yeah, I sent it to you. It's
Oh,
in your
well,
phone.
all right.
This was a whole week ago.
All right,
so
we'll
you
put
might
it
have
on
forgotten.
We'll put if it's
I
okay.
don't know if he said don't.
Can we put it on Patreon if we make sure that there's nothing? Can we?
I can blur. I can
we
blur, her
her
face.
You just let
I
me know
think it'll be okay if we blur her face.
Okay, we'll
but
blur her
I gotta-
face
I'll
out.
do that when I get home.
because the
Correct.
Patreon people want to see. Ovo is a friend of ours who lives in Albuquerque, and I met him because I did a TV thing in Albuquerque a year ago, and we hung out for the night, and then we went to strip club for the first time together out in Albuquerque. And he's kind of like a young vampire.
Well,
now,
for his first time.
not my first
Not
time.
your
No,
first
Jesus Christ, no. I walked in here, I was like, I've been here before. Oh, fuck
Right.
yeah.
Debit or credit? Swipe.
Yeah, exactly. No, Albuquerque strip clubs. I don't think they take credit cards.
No,
I
the butt cheek.
yeah. Oh, the butt cheek. Oh yeah, in their butt cheek.
Debit
Yeah,
or
you
credit?
I like how you whispered
That
butt
was the
cheek.
joke.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, it's funny because he was maybe you can help Ovio with this too. Like, there's a stripper who wants to hook up with him, but she has a boyfriend, and forgive me if I'm mangling this a little bit, but like what we told him is, it's my opinion. I think Adam's opinion also. We said, just want to leave well enough alone.
Well, and he did say that I don't believe she acknowledged that she had a boyfriend, but he gathered from her Instagram
Yeah.
that there is a man
yeah.
involved, but she
It-
didn't say it.
Here's the thing. I think dating for all strippers are sex workers. I mean, they just are. It's fine. And nothing,
sex work is work,
Yeah.
yes.
right? So now that we got that out of the
Yeah,
way.
exactly. But my point is like those girls, and again, I'm painting with a broad, no pun intended, broad stroke here, but like those girls, they tend to have their backgrounds are, they've got some drama on a good day. You know what I mean? So if you already know there's like some boyfriend, I just don't see it ending well. Having said that, there are girls out there that are strippers that don't have boyfriends or maybe,
Yeah.
but like, you know, I don't know, Albuquerque, you get
They're
some,
looking for love too.
you don't want some sort of like some sort of like Latin, you know, gang, some, I don't know, you want to get Mexico.
Sure, yeah.
you know,
Wrapped up with the cartel.
He's a sweet boy.
One
You
of Tuco's cousins.
you don't,
or something.
yeah, you don't want his mother get his hands mailed to him.
Right.
And like in some one of those weird like Santeria, like there's like a chicken's head in there with his
Mhm.
hands and like a rosary,
Yeah.
and it says in Spanish like, "These are the hands that touched my
Sure.
girlfriend" or something,
Mhm.
you know, something like that. And
Yeah.
you know, oh, his mother's like, "Adios mío,
Yeah.
my son." I don't know the word son in Spanish. I was saying my hermano, but that's brother, right?
Mijo.
Mijo, yeah.
My
Mijo.
mijo. Oh no! Why no? Now I know why they call it New Mexico.
Brian McCarthy, the one-man novella.
Telemundo. Esto no es cinco.
That would be great.
Do you like bachata?
Yes, I
Me
learned how to
too.
dance it in college. Yeah.
Are you pretty
Okay.
good? Are you
I'm
a good dancer?
I
No?
need like a couple shots.
Well, yeah,
yes,
I mean,
but yes.
Let's clear this shit off the table. Let's
I
get
mean,
it
I
out.
bet by our standards you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like with like actual Dominicans, I'm actually pretty not good.
Okay.
Oh
well,
my god! I was in Santo Domingo almost 2 years ago already, and I was with these 3 friends of mine, and we're all white, and we're in this fucking nice club in Santo Domingo. It's nice. It's like a nice club, and there's all of a sudden they put on, I don't know if it's salsa or I don't know what it was, merengue, probably merengue, and they put merengue on. Every fucking person standing around us who was
Ooh.
just talking just immediately coupled up and started dancing unbelievably well. I've never felt whiter in my life. I
Yeah.
looked around, I was like, holy shit. It was like a fucking music video or something. Everybody looked around and they wouldn't let us in this one place. My friend had to go back to the place and bike. They wouldn't let him in because he had shorts on. Because we were like, oh, it's fucking Santo Domingo. Who gives a shit? You can fucking wear a fucking plantain chip sweater vest. Who cares?
Sack.
But no, it wasn't there. But yeah, they made you do you know the Dominican song? And I'm out, and I'm out, and I'm out, and I'm out, and fuck you. Fuck you.
I
Oh wait,
don't.
I think I actually
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that.
Actually, no.
Bust a nut, bust a nut in your mouth, and I'm out. Paul Denon here, bust a nut in your
Okay.
face, bust a nut in your face,
There's
and I'm
some
out.
fun like
Yeah, and they
popular.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, that shit's all right. I was on a yacht in Puerto Rico outside of Fajardo, and we were playing that shit. I was on mushrooms. It was like a couple years ago. I was like, yeah,
Sounds
this is
like
all right.
it's like a Pitbull video.
Yeah, I remember we're on this. Yeah, exactly. It was about right. I remember we're on this boat, and like there's this,
shirt,
there's this.
silk shirt unbuttoned.
Yeah, it was me. I'm
Unlit
like,
cigarette.
I'm at the
or
front.
unlit
Yeah, I'm at the front. Like, yeah,
cigar.
exactly. Just spraying Dracar Noir on myself. I remember like there was one white guy on another guy on this boat, and he went to like one of the first mates or somebody, and he's like, hey, put this song on, and it was a country western song, and the entire boat. I looked at the guy. I said, I'm gonna fucking throw you off this boat. Like, you do not have.
That would have been a real power move if you threw
I
him
know.
off the boat.
I almost
on
did.
Kenny Chesney.
Yeah, I was. It was.
Like, I
hard.
killed him. I drowned a man.
I mean, is there any music that you hate? I mean, come on.
Country music to
Yes.
an extent.
I mean,
Pop country, new
Pop,
country.
yes.
No, like so,
Yeah.
like country's evolving. We know that.
I guess.
Very
but like
much.
it's just I don't know how to explain it without
Go
like
ahead.
polarizing the audience. But
No,
you know,
don't worry, don't worry.
They're fine. We're all
It's a
friends.
safe space.
I just feel like country's evolving, and like certain people who
Come
are allowed to like deviate from the genre, but other people are not.
Are we making a Beyonce thing here?
Low key.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I listen. I know exactly what you're saying, but I just think like what Adam is saying is what I'm also saying is like that. Like for me, like that new country, like whatever you're just talking about.
Which weirdly has evolved because we're probably still like 10 years behind. Whereas
Hopefully.
like now it's wild because like
Like everyone's doing
urban
country.
like country and urban have like and rap. It's like
It's
everything has
weird.
like drums on it like rap.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's just all few, and then you got like a lot of like multiracial or what you got guys like Shabuzi and
Shabuzi.
Kane
Shabuzi,
Brown. and-
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that, or I mean, like Kane Brown is like a mixed race dude, and he's big in country,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like rap meets it's like rap with a twang.
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah. Right. Well,
So it's the lines are all blurred. So now it's like I almost don't even know what to hate because the lines are so
it's a
blurred.
mess out there. Well, I got to say, the guy from Hootie, Darius Reed,
Rutger?
yeah, the guy from
Darius
Hootie,
Rucker, yeah.
yeah, he was a Hootie and Blowfish. He was the first guy. He was like, we're a one-hit wonder. I'm mixed race and I'm going to do country music.
Sure.
And he was the guy that made it all happen. I got to say though, what I cannot abide, I don't like jam bands. I cannot.
What's a jam band?
Fish.
Or like
You know, one of my close friends actually enjoys Fish. I've never gotten into it.
They're allowed to. People
it's
can
a,
like
li-
them.
it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
You know,
I want his lifestyle. He's
you want to
just-
eat grilled cheese in a parking lot?
No, that's not him at all.
Okay.
He's actually like really put together. Like
There's also like the financial jam band
Yeah.
guy that's like, I want to cut loose. And,
Yeah. Well,
and like take off my fleece vest. and-
it's like, you know, I'm very sort of in the preppy sort of subculture, and like it's interesting, like the whole Grateful Dead thing weirdly is really preppy. It's really white.
oh, like in like the Dead and Co thing.
Yes.
Now like it's turned into
Yeah, but
you know,
also like
that.
like there's a name, there's like needlepoint belts, like embroidered belts. You can get those that has the bear, that fucking whatever, that
Sure, the
Grateful
little
Dead
dancing
bear.
Yeah.
It's like that's like you can get like a University of Georgia embroidered belt that's like 100. You get them at I forget the name. It's like Sully and somebody, and they come in these wooden boxes, and the belts are like $275, and they can have like the University of Georgia on this side, or like a bunch of mallard ducks, or cans of beer, or the fucking Grateful Dead bear going around it. So you're kind of like, all right, like this is like it's a weird, like it's very. And that is talk about music that is completely not like there's no drum at all.
And honestly, some of the original Grateful Dead stuff was like pretty good. It was more like progressive rock than jam stuff.
Yes.
But then where it deviates into the jam thing was like,
Yes.
I don't need to see like
No,
I'm not on acid. I
No.
don't need a 45-minute
no.
I'm a
steel
normal
guitar.
person.
So like I
Like-
don't need a solo. I don't need to like
The
make
only-
out with
yes.
a chick with armpit hair. You know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
God.
Like
I once
I
fucked
will,
with-
but I don't need to.
yeah, I once fucked this girl who was a deadhead, who was a friend of my friend's, and she had the hairiest bush
Oh,
I'd ever seen in my, and her legs were hairy. It was like having sex with like a Wookiee going through chemotherapy. Like it
Oh
was
my
just
God.
she had patches of
Oh,
hair.
really?
Yeah, all over. Yeah. But here's a horrible thing about it. She was really cute. You know what I mean? But then like we started hooking up, and look, at that point I'm like, look, I'm doing this. It's fine. Like I can get through all this. But it was like I just remember thinking to myself like, and then I realized like she was like a little dirty. This is in the back of like a van.
There's always a
Yeah,
little.
Yeah, this was a
Little
smelly, deadhead girl.
The only time, one of the only times I ever declined sex from a woman that was like throwing it at me was a white chick with dreadlocks.
Yeah, that's.
I was like, I couldn't do it. She was very cute, great rack.
Okay.
But like, I'm like, I couldn't.
Plus, like the patchouli. I can't get behind that. No,
I think I like it was one of the only times I was able to see into the future,
right,
and meet my refractory period and say like, you don't want to be here.
No,
this is gonna be awkward the next day.
Yeah. She's no, I 100%
can't do like hippie chicks.
But I will say like that Fish and that Grateful Dead and stuff, they are towing the line. Like even country western is like, we acknowledge that like Caribbean and African rhythms are important in music, but Fish and the Grateful Dead, they're like, nope, this is white. We are white people, and this is
straight.
It. We are not. We take that drum machine, hit the road. Okay, this isn't the hip hop rock and roll radio show or something like that. Yeah,
this is 106 in Park.
Yeah, I do not fuck with Fish. The only thing I used to like when the Grateful Dead came to New York, I remember you could go to Madison Square Garden and all those smelly hippies would like show up. And they would, I don't know, live out of their vans.
You know what? You know the thing is about that. I think people get more into the community.
Yes,
it's like the Juggalos.
Yes.
It's a community.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Have you met a Juggalo in real life? I have not. But
I believe I have. I believe I have.
We think they're like leprechauns.
I suspect I have.
Like you see about them, but you don't really know them. Or maybe I'm privileged. I don't know.
Here's the thing: we also live in the north.
Yeah, there's not many Juggalos.
Yeah,
here
we live in New York City. If we were to go like out, even
go
like
to Detroit,
dude, even
Minnesota,
like,
where I'm from, it's Juggalo country.
Outside of Philadelphia, even.
Oh yeah, huge. I mean, Pennsylvania, huge.
If you go,
it's a hotbed of Juggalo activity.
You go 45 miles out of where we're sitting right here. It gets pretty country. I don't know.
I mean, if you just went to probably Long Island, there's probably Long Island Juggalo
very
Association.
much so. Yeah. they're like weird juggalos. They're like, yo, fucking, they miss it. They're like, yo, fucking, I ripped the guy's throat out. I'm a juggalo. You're like, that's not a juggalo. Yo, I fucked a retarded girl. I'm a juggalo.
There was a documentary. Did you guys see the documentary about the gathering or whatever? But it's kind of, it's a little bit, it's sweet in a way because like their philosophy is we're the rejects like of the world. We're like the world's rejects. So we embrace each other.
Okay.
But and to like not pay child support probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's still deplorable people. And I remember there's a legendary venue in Minneapolis called First Avenue. And I knew a couple of people that like bartended there, and they said the worst possible event is like a insane clown posse. Like people tip terribly, you get sexually harassed, fights break out. Like the worst of all the crowds.
I almost think like it's this community of people that say, I'm going to do the worst things that I can possibly do, and no one's going to judge me. And then those people also do the worst things that they can do. So it just becomes like an army of just like of chubby pedophiles that are trying to
in jorts.
Yeah, they're trying to finger each other.
Kind of look like Kevin Smith. Yeah.
And like a good anecdote would be like, I fucked this girl in the squatty potty or whatever they call those things.
Yeah, the porta potty.
Porta potty.
All I could think of was Tilt-A-Whirl.
Porta John.
Yeah,
maybe
dude,
that too.
I drank some of the Porta John water, and I fucking shit it out, and then I used that shit as lube, and I fucked my own cousin in the ass with my fucking blue.
That guy would be like the chairman of the Juggalos.
Exactly.
Oh, but you know what's crazy?
Go
that
ahead.
part of the documentary was they somehow the Juggalos got classified as a gang on like the FBI gang.
I
list.
saw that.
Did you see that? And then there's a Juggalo lawyer that's like a fucking like whatever like I was gonna say AARP, but like the NAACP or whatever for fucking juggalos, and like there's a high-powered juggalo lawyer that's like working pro bono to get them off of the gang list. It's hysterical.
Is he also a juggalo?
Yes, he's from within.
Wow, he's like he actually climbed out of the
he's
fucking
a juggal lawyer.
Really?
Juggle lawyer.
I mean,
he shows up at court like in clown makeup,
yes,
right? Drinking one of those what's it, Fagos.
Yes,
that's that drink that they drink. That
Fago.
Yeah, but no, I don't any of that stuff where you go, or even like these music fest. Like, would you go to Coachella?
My friend actually went and she had a wonderful time. And she's not a juggalo. She's actually a wonderful person.
Well, Coachella's pretty like
no,
that's high rent.
No juggalos are going to Coachella.
No juggalos.
I don't want to see.
Like she's an amazing person, and she had a great time.
She cute.
She is cute.
I bet she is. Coachella, they got all the fucking hot, a lot of, as we say in the business, a lot of hot pussy.
Okay,
Coachella,
yeah, business.
But yeah, I would totally go to Coachella, but I need Coachella money, and I need
It's
Coachella.
expensive.
I need Coachella money. I need a bunch of things to get there.
You need like, and also it's incredibly expensive to do it the right way. And also the thing is like you would do it the right way. Like I lived in LA for 4 years. So like I kind of knew people that would go out there for that because it's out by Palm Springs. And like, but it is a bunch of shitheads there, but everyone's very hot. So like,
yeah,
you know, I don't know. It's a bit of but like, if you can just hang in there enough, there'll be some girl who is like, who's like an LA 9.
Yeah. You could probably, it's probably good for hooking up.
I would imagine. Yeah,
I feel like they do fuck at Coachella. I feel
Coachella fucks.
Coachella fucks.
Coachella fucks.
That's my next stage name.
Yep.
Coachella fucks.
But they,
but they fucking
feather
boa.
Yeah, but they fucking like $1 million RVs and things.
It is a bit of like a Fire Fest poser.
Yeah.
Because I think the barrier to entry is because I mean the headlining bands are like huge, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, last year's was really good. Like everybody and their mother was there.
Okay, who do you know?
Like Sabrina was there. Some Chappell Roan was there. Yes.
Okay.
Olivia Rodrigo was there. Lana Del Rey was there. Billie Eilish. Like they really like brought everybody out last year.
Well, when you're charging $3,000 a ticket and you have 1 million people show up, then you have a pretty good budget to like fucking have whoever. But they didn't have Richard Marx. I bet he was available.
Yeah. You know who actually submitted their bid for Coachella and actually lost? Shakira.
Really?
Yeah, they denied Shakira, and then like when she went on tour, like they had to restructure her tour because she had such high demand. So it's kind of on them.
Okay, so what you're saying is they didn't want Shakira. They didn't think she was a draw. But then when she went on tour, she was a much bigger draw than they thought she would even be.
Or maybe not the kind of draw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Maybe.
Shakira's more international. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, probably. It's
You know.
But yeah, she put a bid in, and then they had to restructure her tour because it was just so popular.
Holy
so I think
shit.
she won at the end. But yeah,
Didn't Shakira do some jail time?
she has tax evasion. But like,
Okay.
again, I don't have a lawyer, so we're not gonna talk about that.
Oh, we're not-
Okay.
Right,
Oh,
no.
you don't want to be on the record. You're afraid you'll be indemnified.
he does
for-
not work at American Eagle, and he will
No.
not talk about Shakira's
No.
legal problems.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
That's
not.
between her and God.
Yes.
and
Come to
her and
Anthony about-
herself.
Anthony's done crystal meth, and he's in a polyamorous
It's weird 'cause
relationship. But
He like pled the fifth, like he's involved in
Yeah.
some way, which
Are you-
is surprising.
are you a tax shelter for Shakira? Is your asshole a
Shakira.
tax shelter? May I
No.
check your ass and see if you're hiding any pesos?
Anyway,
Dame?
Shakira's.
What is she, Colombian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could never remember.
Have you ever been to Colombia?
I have not.
Would you like to go
I
there?
would love to go.
I think it's a scene down there. I think it's a
I
lot of
hear
fun.
it's a scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you go? Medellin
Well,
or Cali?
Well,
or-
no, Cartagena.
Cartagena. Is
Carta-
that coastal?
Medellin is like their New York. Cartagena is like their LA. Do I have that right? Which one's on the ocean? I think Cartagena is on
I
the
think
ocean.
We could
I
find
thought
out.
Medellin. I'm looking it up, but I thought
All right.
Medellin was coastal, but I don't remember.
I don't know, but I know one of them is like New York in terms of just not. It's like landlocked, and New York is landlocked. But it's
Colombia.
Colombia, dame. Oh, it's so nice.
Let's
Yeah, I
see
think.
what
Did you look it up?
Medellin's a
All right.
little
Sorry, sorry,
bit.
You're okay. You're okay.
No,
Don't
no,
worry
we're
about
good.
it.
We're
Yeah.
good. Bogota's definitely landlocked.
Okay.
Medellin's kind of inward
Okay.
too.
Yes, Cartagena is
Cali's
coastal.
close. Cartagena.
Cartagena
where
is
the
that.
fuck
That's
is
like the
that?
beach.
That's the cool.
Yeah,
the
that's like
cool-
the one where it's on the Caribbean, and
Oh, okay. So it's up. It's the one up.
I
Gotcha.
guess I don't know. Up. It's south of here. It's
Oh,
quick-
Curacao is over. That's like a little.
Yeah, that's a whole. Okay. All right. Anyway.
Oh yeah,
But-
Cartagena is right on.
Yeah,
it. Yep,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
north, and then
Yes.
Cali and they're like more down. They're more
Yeah,
south.
And you speak Spanish, right?
Yes.
So you would be in good shape.
Yeah, but my Spanish is not like the best.
Okay.
Sure.
Like I can write barely.
Okay.
Like I can hold a conversation.
You
with
can get by on vacation though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also Dominican Spanish, which I'm guessing that's probably your accent, is incredibly fast.
Yes, my great grandmother.
Oh yeah.
She taught. Well, my grandma taught me Spanish. Her mother, her Spanish is a lot faster. Also, like we came to New York 20 years before everyone else did.
Right.
So like
There weren't that many Dominicans.
there weren't that many Dominicans when we got here.
Right.
But yeah, her Spanish is fast as hell. Rest in peace. But
Mhm.
like, yeah,
Yeah. That you if you ever talk to Latin Americans, South Americans, Central Americans, they'll always say like Dominican Spanish it's like its own thing. It's
Yeah. Well, I mean,
incredibly.
think about it. It's over in the Caribbean. It's like kind of it. You know.
Yes, but
like-
apparently, but the dialect and it's just very fast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's very fast. So, and I don't speak Spanish. So I don't care how fast it is. Really, I mean, it can be very slow.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah. No. Yeah. Dominican,
I
and
was-
it's very.
I-
It's got its own slant to its own slang,
Yeah.
and
I will say I was there and fucking nobody spoke English, which again, it's a different country, which, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But I was like, holy shit. Because my friend Paco, who's Colombian, he was supposed to go with us. I thought he was anyway, but so he didn't go. And then I was like, I actually was going to cancel the trip because I was
fuck.
like, we can't have fucking 4 white guys running around Dominican Republic because no one's going
Yeah.
to speak. And we had this guy.
just hand your wallets
Yeah,
over
well,
at the,
and then
at the airport.
Yeah, we rented this stupid villa and in Santo Domingo in the Zono Colonial, and the guy was like, we the house came with kind of by accident, but it came with like a guide,
A
and he didn't
houseman.
speak English.
oh.
Well, you said that he spoke like he barely got by,
Okay,
right?
there
But
was
they
a-
said he was supposed to be a translator.
There was a barely English guy, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden his brother shows
Oh,
up,
right, that's what it was.
and his brother just moves in the house, and I was like, I remember saying, I would look
He's
at his
the
brother.
keeper of the house.
I'd be like, "Why are you living here? I don't want you to live here." And he'd be like, "All right, okay, it's good-
okay, it's
good for
okay.
you. It's nice. You want girls?
Is good.
Go."
I mean, he might have been there for that. What's the beach? Is that Boca Chica? Is that the beach down? What's the beach in Santo Domingo?
Oh, I don't know. It's not really
Yeah.
near a beach, really.
Well, there's a beach if you
There-
go all the way.
Well, there. Yeah, I mean,
It's not like
we drove.
known as it, but there is a beach. Let me look.
We drove 45 minutes there to some sort of a beach town,
Okay,
and I just bought a lot of pork skin and came home.
gotcha.
I wish that was a euphemism, but anyway, fuck it, whatever. So, what's the plan for the next couple of years? What do we have going on here?
Right now we're just I don't
Yeah,
know.
okay.
Living it up.
Because you're 26 and
he's gay
you're
in
thin.
his 20s.
You're thin again,
right?
or
Yeah.
thin, whatever. And are you making any moves in your career? Do we want to be like a general manager? Do we want
Eventually, but
Okay.
right now, like remember I was demoted and partially unemployed for a hot minute, so there's a bunch of catching up to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a bunch of financial catching
Sure.
up to do. Like now we're finally like scratching the surface of getting stuff back together. Like I'm really just taking things day by day, but I don't want to wake up when I'm 30 and then it's like, oh, what the fuck did I do?
It happens. I tell you, you gotta. It's good to have something in motion at the very least. But look, I'm not here to fucking mentor you. But okay. Here's a good question for you though. What do you do because I always think for a little bit when I lived in Brooklyn, I was thinking about opening a liquor store, but at the time I was drinking, so it really would have been. It would have been.
Imagine?
I know it would have been like a Curious George opening a banana shop.
Like, let's see, your income is $0. Like you just write everything
One
off.
for you, one for me.
me.
For you, one for me. But anyway, but the thing that I was going to invest in this, like it didn't happen, obviously, but I would always have anxiety because I would be nervous that people were going to come in and try to steal my booze.
Oh yeah, I think about that
Yeah.
too. I'm not even a bartender.
No.
I don't do that.
But I mean, standing in a store, with
Or you
bottles
get robbed.
of wine.
But if you get robbed, does insurance probably covers that, right?
some companies are not insured.
Well, you just make sure you get your insurance, I guess.
I would, yeah. But also, I don't know. I mean, the place was going to be in Park Slopes. It was kind of it was a nice area. It wasn't like I wasn't going to be behind like bulletproof glass.
No loose out.
Doing scratch offs,
selling Mickey's Big Mouth,
selling Lucy's,
selling
let me get
vodka.
Hi, can I have one cigarette and half a pint of Fleischmann's? Certainly. Will you be paying with your wick?
Certainly.
Yeah.
But you know what the thing is that I was thinking about, because I haven't worked in a service industry situation since like everything now is mostly cashless, right? Like you're not handling a ton of cash, right?
No,
so
we
there's
still
like
do.
really a lot of cash. Okay.
Now Yonkers.
My thing is like, right, maybe they're
it's a little different.
But I was like, I bet now it's less. I never got robbed.
Right.
But like I also didn't work in
My thing is it's 4:00 on a Thursday afternoon and I'm working in my shop and some guy comes in and he steals something and now it's under his jacket. Like, what do I do? Do I say to him like, put it down? Like,
I think you gotta be annoying with them.
Have you ever?
First, you just have to be really on them. Like you just have to do preventative.
Yeah,
I remember taking like courses in this when I worked in retail.
Yeah, you just gotta be really annoying.
Loss prevention.
Have you ever had to confront a shoplifter?
Yesterday.
Do they still do recovery statements?
Recovery statements.
All right, so let's back up for 1 second. What happened yesterday?
Yesterday, this woman and her boyfriend, they usually steal, and they
Hold
come
on.
in.
Back up for 1
Couple
second.
of local thieves.
So you knew them?
Well, my staff's been there for a hot minute, so they could tell me, oh, this person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a couple of known shoplifters come into your store, like Bonnie and Clyde. They come into your shop, and does the staff come up to you and go, "Yeah, these two they can be trouble"?
Yeah.
And then what did you do?
Well, I'm very annoying. I'll be like, "Do you want to sign up for the credit card, even just for trying to get a discount?" And like, that's how I got them.
He annoys them out.
I annoy them out, and they actually do apply sometimes.
Okay.
And like, if I'm holding your ID, if you're gonna steal me, you're a big idiot. Like,
yeah, they're not gonna want to.
If I'm holding your fucking ID, bro, like.
So okay, so you knew, so they didn't actually steal.
No, because I got them to apply for the credit card. I was also watching them, and
you got them to apply for a credit card.
Yes,
that's amazing. Wow, you're good.
And I'll tell you what, those finance rates, you're stealing from them.
That's a hard inquiry for them.
Yeah. So hold on for 1 second. Have you ever worked and had to actually like seen somebody with like an article of clothing under their jacket?
Yes.
So how does that go?
You can't really. You have to do recovery statements, and you just gotta.
But I'm saying you're in this shop. You see somebody take a sweater, put it under their jacket. You walk over to them and you go, excuse me, you have a sweater under your jacket? And
it's like, do you want this another color? Like,
no, this is what you do, because you can't lead on that you know what it is, because you can't accuse them. Like legally, you can't accuse them. So here's what you do. Since you saw the sweater, you go, there's like what they would call a recovery statement. You would go like, hey, we got these great belts over there for that sweater that it seemed like you liked. That may or may not be it. So you say it without saying it, and then when you let them know that
right,
then they almost always put it back.
So is that what you did?
Well, like I got her to apply for the credit card, and I was just watching her and her man.
No.
But like that's usually what I do. Yes.
When you saw the person take the article of clothing, that when you walked over to them, I'm not talking about yesterday. I'm talking about another instance where you went to somebody and they had taken something. You go over and do you do what Adam said?
Yeah, that's mainly what I do. Yeah.
Okay. Go freeze, motherfucker.
Because I think that there's too many like laws. You can't do any of that. Like you have to, unless you see them go and put it in a sack, and like what you can't legally stop.
But
them.
I watch a lot of these videos on various social media where like people leave Target.
Sure.
And I think the minute you leave the store, you can get arrested.
You can, but I think they have to have a visual. So, like, do you guys have a loss prevention team, or is it just a small shop?
We have corporate people that do that.
That watch, because like we had a loss prevention team because I worked in this big store, and so like they would have specific criteria, and like if they went into a fitting room with the item and then saw them come out without it, like if it ain't in the like. They couldn't like detain them based on that. You had to actually physically see them do it or visually see them do it.
Oh.
So it's like you'd have to be like an idiot to actually get caught at this point. So, but I don't know, a mom and pop liquor store, that's probably a little different.
Yeah, I just mean like I'm not I don't really like confrontation.
Me neither.
Yeah, so it's like having
so how to avoid that? What the thing that they would always tell us is like,
to drink all your inventory.
Yes,
just drink everything in the
there's not
store.
a drop
anyway.
in the place.
Joke's on you. I knew you're gonna steal.
All you can do is recycle these.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the best you're gonna get is the deposit.
You're like a cat burglar. Meow.
The thing is that they would always say is shoplifters want to come in undetected. So if they come in, you greet them. You're like, hey, how's it going? Like you strike up a combo. Like,
and are you saying just any black person? Is that what that is, Adam?
No.
It's funny because
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry. God,
it's funny. I had an ex-girlfriend who we would go to the same Home Depot.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's fucking ridiculous. And she was like she was black, but she was like well put together.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know,
All right.
wore
I
like
hear you.
design. She worked in fashion.
Okay.
And she was like, they fucking follow me around. A woman, a well-dressed black lady in a hardware store. She's like, clearly, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know what I'm looking for, but they still were like, yeah, she's probably gonna put something under that.
Yeah.
You know,
this bitch is gonna steal a power drill.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway,
and I basically owned the place. Like I fucking would go in and just like drink a Red Bull while I was looking for.
You're like, I'm trying to check my
screws.
bag. They're like, sir, you're fine. You can keep the bag. I'm like, I brought this drill in with me.
Yes.
I brought this drill. Sir, please. You're embarrassing.
Just looking for a charger.
You're embarrassing all of us.
That's
how
crazy.
How are we doing with anybody?
Yeah, we should click over to the old
oh yeah, fuck
you
yeah.
know?
Anybody we should say
hi to our buddy Paul.
Hi Paul. Hey.
Hi to Andrew. I'm just different names.
Paul,
Bob Bank. These are names that I don't normally see.
Okay. But if it's Paul, if it's our Paul, I don't know if it is or not.
It's our Paul.
Oh, good. He was just in Rio for 2 weeks. He's there for Carnival. So he said he had,
get out of here, really?
Yeah,
English fellow over in
well,
Rio?
I mean, he was there with a bunch of
not Paul Dinnan. This is
Oh.
a different Paul.
Oh, hello, Paul. Hello. No, this Paul, no Paul. I don't know. Maybe he went to
Paul Dinnan went
went to Rio.
Rio
for a big fancy billionaire wedding and for 2
Holy
weeks.
shit.
Yeah, he said it was a real party. So Rio.
Wow.
Brazil would be. I'd like to go to Rio. I would like to go to Brazil.
Me too.
Me too. I hear it's fucking totally
Guys
fucked up.
trip. Yeah,
Yep,
I
let's
hear
go.
that you're supposed to bring a fake wallet, so that like, and then put your real wallet in your sock. That was a trick that I
That's
heard,
something
because you get pickpocketed
to
or you'll get robbed.
Not when you know karate like me, motherfucker.
Oh yeah,
Try
you
to-
know.
True.
Yeah. I go, hiya.
He's a yellow belt.
Come over here. You're gonna get some Yankee justice.
Oh, hi to Nick. Hi to Fitzy.
Hi Nick. Hi Fitzy.
Yeah, we switch over. To
Hey
the
guys,
old-
let me just do a little bit of homework for 1
Please,
second.
Yeah. Do a little housekeeping.
Hollywood Howard was on the show last week. Okay. Now, on the Patreon, this is what we're going to do. Now, he's a guy, he's 75, and I know him from the dog run, and he's a lot of fun. He's a polarizing figure, let's put it that way. But and he comes on the show, and sometimes he gets drunk, but he's like a lawyer. He's one of these guys, like, he's just too smart for his own good. And but he's a lot, we're very fond of him, but he is very horny. So what I have decided to do is, and this is only going to be in the Patreon, and actually this is a good
Patreon only.
Let's talk about this just for a minute anyway.
Please. On-air meeting.
What I'd like to do is I want to hire a sex worker to come here during the Patreon. And look, I don't want him to go get a hand job in the bathroom or anything, because that seems like to be a bit much. But like what I want to do is I want to have some girl, because we've had a lot of girls on the show.
Yeah.
Nobody trans, because I don't think he's really ready for that.
Right.
But
would we want it to be one of interview show alumnus?
I think so. But
Okay.
here's the thing.
There's a couple people.
But we'd have to pay them,
Yeah.
which is,
I'm
okay.
assuming there's just transactional.
Yeah.
Wait, but
What?
if will it be known that
What
a
do you-
sex act will happen off?
Well, that's no. That
camera?
okay. Let me back up for 1 second.
yeah. Walk me through how
Okay.
you see this working.
We're all sitting. You're going to play the part of Hollywood Howard. Okay, so that's it. So try to be Jewish and 50 years older than what you are. So anyway, so he's sitting there now. This guest
Sure.
that I'm talking about, whoever
Yeah.
it's going to be, Adidas,
Right.
Adidas Fouché, for example.
Okay,
That's it.
she would do it.
Yeah. She would be sitting
I
on
don't know
his.
if we can afford her, but
She would be sitting on his lap topless,
oh, okay.
and she
great.
would be tweaking his nipples, and she would probably reach down under the table and manipulate his genitals.
Digitally
Manipulate
digital
with
manipulation.
digital fingers. Yes, put a
Okay,
that means she'd put a calculator up his butt. That's a
Sure.
digital manipulation.
Casio
So
watch.
so it
calculator.
would be like a lot of extreme heavy petting. Howard would be able to perhaps touch their breasts. We would
Okay.
see if Howard would get an erection.
Hmm.
Blah blah blah. So that's why we'd have to have it on Patreon.
Yeah, that even gets dicey with Patreon
I
because they're
understand.
okay with nudity, but any kind of where it gets sexually might get
No,
grounded.
I don't want to get grounded.
But I mean, if it's light,
Light.
it's okay. Yeah, as
Yeah.
long as it's not.
like ass play, light frottage.
I mean, if it happened off camera,
That's what I'm
fine,
thinking.
yeah.
So,
but
so
a little nipple tweaking is
Well,
fine.
because I have to spend money on this, everybody, it's going to go on Patreon. So you're going to have to join
Yeah.
Patreon if you want to see. But I promise you, because Howard talks a big game. Howard will sit here and be like, I like. to
Yeah,
get
it would be
fucking-"
interesting to see what
Yes.
happens when he's
Yes, even
especially a young,
like a
cute
special.
Addis Fouché.
or even a Joanna Angel, who would kind of.
Whoa.
Well, she would get that. Do you know who Joanna Angel is?
No.
Tell you what, while we're talking, look her up.
Mhm.
Your
She's,
phone might. Your phone might
she's a
explode.
goth stepmom.
Your phone might explode because it's the first time a naked girl's been on it.
Yes.
But Joanna, second word is angel, and she is a titan in the industry. She's been around for,
Oh.
but she's covered in tattoos. She's a little Jewish girl from New Jersey, but she lives in
From
Brooklyn,
New Jersey?
New Jersey, but she does double penetration.
So maybe we don't actually need like someone that's
What?
like this would be more informal, right? It wouldn't be like, okay, we want you to actually fuck him.
No.
It would just be a tease,
no. Yeah.
right? Okay, so that's so
Well,
we could really just
Yeah,
get
because I don't want to go fucking one of my kids' rooms. Like, you
yeah.
know, like
I mean, or
Yeah.
your room maybe.
all right, okay.
The
no,
laundry
all
room?
See, I'm so easily talked into things. I'm like, all right, I
So
guess
I don't know why you're such a prude.
I'm like, all right, fine.
No,
So the idea is
up against the kitchen island,
sure. You and I just sit over here and just jerk off and watch Howard get laid.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You imagine like Howard pulls his cock out and it's like 15 inches long. He's like, yeah, you like
I
this.
do wonder though, what if he would just turn
That's what
beat
I'm.
red and be
Yes.
like,
So here's okay. So I know we have to
Bashful?
jump over to the Patreon. So
it's no
here's
rush.
the takeaway. I want Howard. I want us to have someone who is a guest on the show,
Yeah.
but I want them to understand that they're here as a guest. But we'd also like them to do a little bit of sex work.
slight tease.
Slight
yeah,
tease.
Yeah.
$300, $400, $500.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, I don't. I think you're not even having to pay full rate for that.
That's right.
I think to get come over and sort of tease an older man. I mean, you know who was kind of into the older men was Lucy Sunflower.
Oh boy.
But I don't know if
We have
she ghosted. I think the last time we tried to text
Yeah,
her.
we have a girl that's been on the show who's a porn girl, but she is, and this is like her gimmick. She's very, very hairy, like very hairy. Well, no, I mean,
Yeah.
she's
for a lady that doesn't have a ton of hair.
her.
I wasn't put off totally. by it.
Yeah, but did
How
you watch
hairy
any of her
is she?
videos?
Yeah.
Her. If you go, that is her. I'm not saying this like she's not supposed to be hairy. Like she
Yeah.
celebrates
It's her thing. Yeah. It's like
She's-
her angle.
She is her sweet.
Yeah.
Her sweet.
But she had kind of like hairy arms.
Yeah, she's a hairy girl. And
Yeah.
and she doesn't look. She's a little. What is she? Ecuadorian, Venezuelan,
Something like
Something like that. El
Yeah.
Salvadorian, I think, actually. But she has like her pubic hair. Forgive me, folks. Her vaginal hair. I don't know why I'm being so weird about it. It starts at like her knees, and it goes up to like her belly button. But it gets obviously thicker as you get towards her, pussy hole. as they call it. Forgive my medical terminology, but so I think that might be a lot for him. I'm thinking about like just kind of like not again. She's very cute, and if that's your thing, then game on. You're in luck. But so I don't know. So
Oh,
go
ahead. We just got another chat. When
Okay, fair enough. But anyway, so we have a little bit of time because we set this up for April, about a month from now.
Yeah. I think it's not until April 19th.
Okay, so that's a
see.
month plus.
Yeah,
or
we got time, but
We
let's
do.
really think about who would be a good candidate
and who's available. And I don't know if we get Lainey involved.
I don't know.
we gotta-
I mean,
I think-
depending on if she's still representing the person that we want. But I
Right.
think, like Addis, I have her contact
Oh, yeah,
information.
fuck yeah, you
so
do.
so we could reach out, and she has offered her services in that area.
Yeah,
She's a self-proclaimed Michael Jordan of GFE. I don't know if you saw that
What's
on
GFE?
Girlfriend Experience.
Oh,
So
That was when they
she's
pretend
full.
to like, that's a
They pretend to
girlfriend
like it.
experience. You know what that is? That's when they make you go shopping on a Saturday.
Uh-huh.
She's like, let's go to that Bed Bath & Beyond. They're going out of business. I'm gonna buy all the
They've been
fucking.
going out of business since I was in high school.
I'm buying all
Oh,
the
April 18th is when I believe.
Okay,
it.
April
Yeah.
18th. So April 18th will be D Day or H Day or HJ Day if you get the hand
Uh-huh.
job. See what I did there?
Uh-huh.
Hand job day. So that's what we're thinking. Although, see, I think you'd be down for it, but I don't. He's not gay.
No, he's not. Oh, believe me,
He's from the Bronx, though.
we would have already
Yeah.
talked to Anthony.
Yeah.
Are you into older fellas at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been with some older fellas
Yeah.
in my life.
You're fun to
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
you're
Anthony's like the right.
malleable.
Anthony's the right kind of gay. Like
He is.
He's
He's
down
killing
for
it. He's
like
killing it
he's
in
down.
life,
You
yeah.
know, it's good. So all right. So that's what I wanted to say. So
Mhm.
please, if you're not on the Patreon, join the Patreon because frankly, I could use
Yeah.
your $5 a month just to throw at Howard to pay somebody to sit on his lap.
For
And
sure.
I think Joanna Angel would get into it because it's like an acting job,
I think that would be great.
I think
And
so,
plus,
too.
she's always playing the stepmother, so this would be like she could be the, you know what I mean, the young tartlet.
I wonder if we could, and I'm just pitching here. I wonder if we
Mhm.
could buy him like one of those backless hospital gowns, and he could just wear it. And
Oh, you
she
want to
could-
do like a kind of a naughty
a
America?
little role play? Maybe she comes in and maybe she checks his prostate. Like on,
Sure.
she would do it.
Oh.
We could get
Yeah.
Vic Lagina to direct it remotely. I think he
I-
directed a lot of that.
I was
What
tweeting
was
with
it? Dr. Ventures.
I was tweeting with Vic Lagina
Uh-huh.
yesterday. We had a very famous porn director. You're sitting in a pretty
Producer,
rarefied
director,
chair.
yeah.
Vic Lagina was on the show. Vic Lagina.
Lick vagina.
Vic Lagina.
I like Lick Vagina. That's good though. Lick Vagina.
Yeah, that's his stage name.
Uh-huh.
They're the Laginas of Scarsdale. All right, let's do our chat and we'll
Okay,
jump
we got
over.
we got a chat.
What do you got? What do you got,
I've
baby?
never seen this
do you-
young man.
Hey, welcome.
Tony Everready writes, "Hey Brian, big fan.
Hi, Tony.
I'm assuming he means do you have an opinion on Shuli Agar's employment, befriending and enabling of a convicted pedophile? Kevin Brennan is outraged. I can explain some of this to you. Well, you know Shuli from
Yes.
Stern, okay?
Shuli Egar.
Egar, opinion on Shuli Egar's employment, which I don't know if they're saying that do you mean like he got a day job? I don't know. He
All right,
has
well,
the Shuli Network,
Let's
which is basically a network that just makes fun of Stuttering
Okay.
John.
let's start from the beginning. How
Well, that was the beginning.
how sexy is the kid?
Oh, you mean for his
I mean,
pedophile?
there are degrees of
know.
pedophilia.
I think so. What it was is his producer,
Uh-huh.
who he met on Twitch.
Okay.
The reason why he
It's
knows
just-
his producer is because he started out doing a Twitch stream and there was one guy watching,
Okay.
and so he was like, well, if it's just one guy, I should just reach out to this guy.
By the way, can I
They
just
became friends. Go
jump in
ahead.
for 1 second?
Yep.
This is a guy that was a producer on the Howard Stern show who had like a pretty good career on the show. And I don't know what happened. He
But
quit.
he
or-
also was like one of those guys where he wasn't that funny,
no.
but he wasn't like full whack pack. He was like halfway to whack pack.
He worked for the show. He got a
I know
salary,
he worked
but
for it.
my
but
point is like it's interesting to see how somebody can go from being on the #1 serious satellite radio show in the world and blah blah blah, and now he's I don't know. He's got one guy in Twitch, and the guy apparently is a pedophile.
So that guy
uh-huh.
that he became friends with from Twitch became his producer. His name
Okay.
is Iso. He's like from Greece, I believe.
Oh, there you
And
go. Guilty.
He lived in upstate New York,
Boys-
I believe.
Oh yeah, Boy Scout town.
And that guy, he worked with Shuli for a
Oh,
long
wait.
time.
Is his name? His last name is Touch of Boydalopes. Oh, I'm trying to say
Touch a
Touch
bite-
of Bordelos.
Touch of
Touch a
Boydalopoulos.
Scrotalopolis. Yeah.
Touch of
right.
Scrotalopolis.
So apparently that guy
Yeah.
is a convicted. His wife found
Uh
a thumb drive, like a hidden
Mm-mm.
secret thumb drive, and it was just full of child porn.
Yeah.
So he was actually turned in, I guess, by his wife who has children with him. So I mean, that's a pretty heavy.
That's disturbing.
situation.
Yeah.
It's very disturbing.
Listen, I think we can all go on record by saying you shouldn't fuck children. And
And that to answer Tony Everetti's we're against it.
yes, we take a firm stance against fucking children.
Well, people are arguing that. Well, people that are trolling Shuli basically argue that he enabled him and he knew, but nobody could really.
once you find out, I think you should probably cut ties.
Well, they did, but it was like his cut tie was very. It seemed very contrived. It was very. It was pretty. It's quite a performance
And
that he put on.
Shuli has kids too.
He does.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, were you ever molested?
No.
Oh well. Well, the day is young. You've already
Yeah.
gotten laid twice. Let's see what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, he's
Oh
got-
my god.
He got
know.
his pecker wet twice, and
Yeah.
and he's been here for a couple hours.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Trust me.
It's really
You
something.
see that bald doorman downstairs? He'll grab a hold of you. Just let him do it. Okay, that's
Let
all
him
I'm going to say.
finish. You got to let him finish.
because he's a bear if he does not get that cucking load out. I'll be honest with that. We'll never discuss the steam room again. All right, we're going to jump over.
Yeah, and please join
Yes.
patreon.com/Brian McCarthy if you want to join the
Yes,
Patreon,
yes.
or if you want to be a member on YouTube. We've had some recent additions to our YouTube membership.
Welcome, YouTube
You can
friends.
just hit join right on YouTube if you want, and if you join on YouTube, you can actually watch it live
Yep.
as it's happening.
We're gonna-
Patreon, it'll be up tonight.
Are you okay to hang out for a little bit longer?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
got
we
time?
have Anthony
Okay.
here, so we're good. So we're going to take a 2-minute break, and we'll be right back. And remember, Brian M. Show on all the socials. Hey, while we're on the free show, what's your social for the young people?
Do you want to put it out there?
Not right now. No.
Oh, too good for us. Well,
No,
all
I'm not
right.
too good for you
He
guys.
doesn't want his
Okay.
inbox flooded with,
Okay, all right, okay. All right. Wow.
a
okay.
husband
That was
that-
awkward.
You
Do you
know what
want
I
to
mean.
give us somebody you don't like? Give it their hand.
No.
All right. Fair enough.
No, some people don't want to do a public thing.
I
It's
understand.
understandable.
I
It happens all the time.
I understand. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Bye. So skinny. I didn't recognize him when he was down.